Yeah, what's good, people? Hope you're well. Big up. Welcome back to 12th Man. If you didn't check out earlier, then me and Lawless were going at it. Dropped a bit of a clip of me just laughing at West Ham and him getting the hump. So please make sure you watch that. Check that one out. Myself and Lee Judges were on earlier on Lee Judges TV as well. I thought I'd go live. Troops is on his way, so please don't worry. He will be with us. He literally texted me about 5 minutes ago saying I'll be on soon. So he will be on. So I thought I'd drop and go live and just share some of the news with you guys. We're going to be talking all things Arsenal. Going to talk a little bit about Palace tomorrow night. We're going to be talking about what we need to do to try and keep everyone fit for, of course, that huge game next week against Paris Saint-Germain. And we're going to talk a little bit of news as well, because Arsenal news is coming out every single day. So it'd be silly not to talk on it, and it's, of course, not to touch on it. So that's what we're going to be doing. Make sure you hit the like button, people. Make sure you hit subscribe. We're getting very close now to 40K, and I want to get there ASAP. If we can get there before the season ends, that would be the target. So let's make sure that we can do that as quickly as possible. Hit the like button, hit subscribe. Troops is on his way. I thought what we do is we go through what I believe the team should be tomorrow night, because I feel like we need to rest some players now for this PSG game. And I don't think there's anybody that really disagrees with that. I mean, this Crystal Palace game tomorrow night is one that, in my opinion, now is just going to get in the way. Yeah, it's one that's going to get in the way. It's one that's probably going to get in the way of Crystal Palace as well, because they've got to play at the weekend against Villa in a FA Cup tie. And if I'm honest with you, I don't think they really care so much about this game either. So Arsenal and Palace go into this game tomorrow night for the first time in a long time, not really caring what team they put out or as much what this result is. Everybody wants to win. I'm sure Palace want to beat us, and obviously we want to as well beat them. But it doesn't mean anything, does it? You know, Arsenal are going to comfortably now get into the top 5 in the Champions League. Crystal Palace can't really push for Europe unless everything's perfect in and around them, and their results are, but they're more interested on concentrating on trying to win a trophy for the first time in their history. And an FA Cup semi-final is what's in the way of that against Aston Villa, and they will take the winners, of course, Forest and Manchester City, which is going to be very, very different as well. Look, I've got to be honest with you. FA Cup, just very quickly, I understand why Crystal Palace would want that. That is a competition they can feel like they'd probably be able to go all the way and win. Now, look, I'm not going to say that they're going to. I would like to see them probably win out of all the teams that are left. Forest, Villa, and Palace are definitely teams I'd like to see win it ahead of Manchester City. Not that I've got any hate on Man City, but obviously I don't want them to win. They win all the time, yeah? So I want to be seeing somebody different win that FA Cup. And I think their attention will be concentrating on that weekend, which means tomorrow night we've got a good chance of actually beating them, depending on what we do with our team, though. You know, and I've said that I think we should make changes. Raya, I think, will remain in goal. Ben White should remain at right back so that Timber's nice and fit for PSG. At left back, it's a flip of a coin between Kieran Tierney and Zinchenko. I would prefer Kieran Tierney to start, but maybe Zinchenko gets a nod as he did against Ipswich. And then obviously when you're centre back, we haven't really got much at the moment to be choosing between. Saliba and Kivior, I think, probably get the nod. If I'm honest with you, I don't mind that partnership. It's been pretty impressive. I think they've had 10 now games, maybe 9, where there's an opportunity for them to actually show that they're a partnership that actually means business. And I think when you look at it, those two have actually done really well. You know, whether it's against Ipswich or Everton or, of course, the Real Madrid ties, neither of them have really had a bad game together. They definitely haven't had a bad game as a partnership. So that's where I'm at. Big up to Lee Gunner for the raid as well. One absolute ledge. I really appreciate that, man. Lee Raid, Lee Stinker and Hooked. Lee Raid. Big up to Lee Gunner and, of course, to Rants. Absolute legends for sending them over. I really appreciate every single one of you. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Troops will be in town soon. So big up to you guys. Big up to him. And big up to Lee Gunner and to Rants for that raid, man. Really appreciate that. Lee will be on later with me and the gang. 10 p.m. show it will be after the Villa City game. Got Igal on, got Northside on, got myself, got Guns on, got Kenny on. I think DJ's in the house. Got a few people on tonight. So that'll be really good, man. So we'll look forward to that show at 10 p.m. But that's the back line that I think we'll go with. And then in midfield, I think Thomas Partey plays. Because if I'm honest with you, Thomas Partey is not going to be playing against PSG in the first leg because of his yellow cards suspension. So that means that he probably will start tomorrow night against Crystal Palace. And then I think what he'll do is, I think he'll put in Marino into midfield as he did against Ipswich. And then he'll look to play Erdegaard, who I think just needs a run of games and some confidence now. I'm not sure how fully fit that he still is. I keep hearing murmurings that he's still having pain injections for his ankle. I don't know if that's true or if that's the case, but that's certainly what I'm hearing. And I just feel like he needs a run of games for some confidence. I thought he was better against Ipswich, if I'm honest. I thought he was one of our better players. Big up to you guys coming over from Lee Gunner's stream with rants. Big up to you all. Appreciate that. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, people. 2 free buttons. But you know what? I thought he was better against Ipswich, and I thought he grew into the game against Madrid. I just thought he was one of the weaker players. And I think there's been something wrong with his all-round game, if I'm honest. His performances have completely dropped, but certainly he picked his performance and form up against Ipswich, but I thought it was quite easy for us too. I thought everybody was pretty good against them. And then I think the front three needs to be changed. I want to see Saka and Martinelli rested for this game tomorrow night, which means I will probably play Nwaneri and Sterling either side of Trossard through the middle. Now, Trossard obviously got himself onto the score sheet a couple of times. We know what he can do in the number 9. And I think now that Marino is probably going to be dropped into midfield for this PSG game as well, it's probably going to be right for Trossard to go through the middle, which is what I assume he'll do against PSG. And I just think it's good to get players into the mindset of that game next week. So Partey, he's going to have to play because there's in suspension. But everybody else now, Marino dropping into midfield, get him some time there. Saliba and Kivior, I understand that's probably going to be the partnership, so let's keep that. Trossard's going to need minutes up top because I believe he's going to be the starter for PSG. So if I'm honest with you, that's where I'm at, and that's why I would play that. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what he does tomorrow night, but I'm kind of looking at that to be the starting 11. Big up to my guy Troops in the house. How are you, bruv? You good, mate? Yeah?
I'm my bad, Potsy.
Nah, come on, man. I'm all good. I'm talking to the people, and I thought you jump on when you can. So you're here, man, and it's good to see you, bruv. What's new?
Not much, man. You know what I mean? Kids back at school. The school runs back in my life, blood. You get me? That's about it, blood. You know what I'm saying?
Bruv, it's mad, isn't it? My niece and nephew as well. Like yesterday, you could see my sister was just like, I'm done. Get these guys back to school. This 2 weeks has been hell.
I'm telling you, blood. I've had enough of them.
Unbelievable. Listen, I've just gone through my 11 for Palace tomorrow night. I've made some changes. I want to ask you what you do, man. You're 1 to 11 for the game tomorrow night. What are you telling me?
I don't even know, man. Raya, obviously in goal. Ben White, Saliba, Kiwior, Tierney.
Same back 5 as me.
Is that what you went with?
Yeah, man. That's what I've gone with. What are you saying in midfield? Because obviously Partey's going to play because he's out for PSG.
Yeah, I'd play Partey. I'd play Odegaard.
Yep.
And I'd play Skelly.
Okay, interesting.
I like the little cameo against Ipswich. I think he handled himself very well. There wasn't a lot to do, but he just, kept it moving. I think that kind of opposition as well. Palace at home, they got the cup fight, they got the Step Cup semi-final on the weekend. They'll probably be making a lot of changes as well, blood. You get me? So maybe a Skelly in midfield, and then Ethan on the right, on the left, Martinelli on the left, and now you know what? Trossard on the left, Marino down the middle.
Interesting. So there's a couple of changes you'd make to me, but it's very, very similar. I went Raya, White, Tierney, Saliba, Kivior, Partey in the middle. The reason I'm putting Marino in midfield with Erdegaard is because I think that's what he's going to do against PSG. So he might as well give him some time there because it will be Rice, Marino, and Erdegaard, I reckon, against PSG with Trossard through the middle. So I've gone with Trossard up top through the middle, and then I've gone with Sterling and Nwaneri either side. I need Saka and Martinelli and Rice all out this team. I love what Martinelli's doing at the moment, but I think Martinelli and Saka need a rest. And if I'm honest with you, I thought it was quite good by Mikel Arteta against Ipswich. He's playing Marino in midfield, then he gave Lewis-Skelly a go. So I think he's thinking about PSG up there, thinking, right, what am I going to do in this midfield? Be very, very interesting what he does against PSG, man. So let me ask you, what do you think that midfield will look like against PSG? Do you think it will be Partey, Marino, Odegaard? Do you think it'll bring Lewis-Skelly into it? Because if he does, it means Tierney have to go left back, innit? Or bloody Zinchenko.
I think he'll go Marino.
Yeah, I do.
And then he'll just go Trossard, Saka, Martinelli. That's the front three. You get me? And he'll just tell Marino to kind of box crush. You know what I mean? I can't see him really putting Skelly into the midfield in a semi-final. He's been playing so well at left back. Even though his natural position is the midfield, this is a different midfield. You know what I mean? This ain't under 21 midfield, respectfully. You know what I mean? This is Vitina. This is João Neves. This is Fabian Ruiz blood. This is a serious midfield. You understand? Very technical midfield. It's going to be very difficult to get the ball off them. You get me? The midfield battle, for me, is what determines the outcome of this game, blood. You get me? So yeah, I think he probably will go with Marino, Odegaard, and Rice.
Yeah, that's what I think he'll go with. And then in the second leg, Partey will come back, obviously out in Paris, who's been quality. Man, I was so pissed off when he got that yellow card, man. Were you?
I was fuming, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, blood. Like, I was shouting at my TV saying, "Yo, Rice, headbutting, blood." You know what I'm saying? Like, do the fucking Kieran Dyer, Lee Bowyer. You get me? Run it back, bro. You understand? I was fucking fuming, bro. You get me? It was just the game's done. Like his Atletico Madrid loyalty kicked in. You get me? The loyalty card. You understand? It was pulled out, blood. You understand? Pause. Because there was, you get me? You as an experienced player, you're 5-1 up. You get me? On aggregate, 2-1 up. You know what I mean? He probably hasn't gone to the Bernabeu and won a lot of games. You get me? With Atletico Madrid in his time as well. So you get me? Like, just keep a cool head. You understand? But you get me? You wanted to play dunce, blood. You understand? And now you get me? You're out of the semi-final, blood. You understand? And Arteta can't even like tell him like, yo, go do 20 laps around the training ground, blood, because he'll probably collapse on the 5th. His knees will give way, blood. Big man thing. You see him going past you'll see him coming past the Watford training ground, about to pull up to fucking Solby. Wow. Telling you, blood.
I gotta say, man, I was really pissed off with Partey for that. I thought his performance was outstanding across both legs, but if I'm honest, that was the one that got me. It was disappointing. The other thing that really pissed me off was Saka's little penalty that really, really wound me up, man. However, he obviously made up for it, brother. I ain't spoke to you since then, man. So talk to me how you're feeling about PSG now. We're in the semi-finals. Who impressed you against Real Madrid across 2 legs? And in the last couple of games, obviously Ipswich, he played well as well. Who's been shining for you at the moment, bruv?
Kirio. Farmer Jacob, blood. You understand? Right now, man's calling him Jacob. You get me? I'm not even calling him the farmer right now. You understand? Like, whatever his missus is doing off camera, blood, she needs to keep it up, blood. You understand? Because you get me, blood. She must be promising him some twerk sessions after every game, blood. Because man is big man thing, bro. He's playing like he's going home to something, blood. You understand? Like, man's moving like Gabriel, blood. You get me? Like, man ain't even. It's weird to say, like, we haven't even really missed Gabriel, blood. You get me? He hasn't put a foot wrong. He had that little error in the first leg when he made the 2 when he kicked air in the first 40 seconds, and then he kind of misplaced the pass, but Saliba got him out of trouble. But he's been very, very, very impressive, blood. You get me? Saka coming back. I think if Saka don't come back, we don't get past Madrid. I think that was the one that got us over the line, blood. You get me? I think Marino stepped up. I think he's been doing bits as well. GNA. Martinelli's looking like he found his passport. You understand? They gave him his Brazilian citizenship back, and he's playing. I mean, blood, he's playing like a Brazilian now, blood. You know what I'm saying? He ain't playing like a Bolivian or a Peruvian. You get me? He's playing like a Brazilian, blood. You understand? I've been impressed with everyone, to be honest, by that. The only one I've been kind of disappointed with is Odegaard, but I think he done a lot better against Ipswich. I just hope he can bring that into the Palace game. That's why I would start him, because I'm trying to. Maybe we have to play him into form. You understand? Because we're going to need him over this next 2 legs against PSG. The PSG tie, that's the one that I probably preferred. It was kind of like the Real Madrid Atletico situation, where I was in the camp of saying, yo, Real is the one that I think we have a better chance against, because the whole pragmatic style of Simeone, he'll be able to get under our skin. We'll probably lose our heads, and you know what I mean? Same like with Unai. Get me? Emery's got Arteta's number, blood. You understand? He's got it. He's got it, blood. He's got it on speed dial, fam. You understand? The first one is 1. Beep! Arteta, blood. You understand? Not even 2, 3, 4. 1. You get me? Direct. You understand? Even when let me no voicemail, bro. Trust me. Straight to the Arteta don't even have to flip in, pick up the call, but it just answers by itself. You understand? But I was happy with the PSG draw. I think that's probably our best way of getting through to the final, because of the style of play that they have. And that second leg with Villa, if they had Duran, they get through that tie. You know what I mean? I think if they have Duran, the amount of chances they create in that second leg after going 2-0 down, it was nearly remontada. You get me? But it wasn't meant to be, blood. So I've seen signs that PSG are very gettable. You get me? We can get at their defense. I think it's gonna have to be a thing where we have to kill off the tie in the first leg, though. Same as the Madrid game. You get me? I've been to PSG. You get me? I was there when we went 2017. We drew 1-1. Alexis with the equalizer, 82nd or 83rd minute or something. They battered us the whole game, bro. We should have been 5-6-0 down, but you get me? You understand? Never couldn't finish their dinner, and then bang, we struck. And that stadium there, yo, blood, that is some serious toxicity, blood. You understand? That is some serious intimidation, blood. You get me? The players are gonna learn a thing or two, blood. You get me? Like Arsenal fans that haven't been to certain away grounds, blood, boy, we're ready for PSG, blood. You understand? Because I've been. You get me? Them European trips there, blood. This ain't Madrid, bro. Madrid's all nice. You get me? Madrid's nice, bro. You get me? When you get the PSGs, the Napolis, which I've done, they're the ones when you're oi. Now we're going into the dungeon. You get me?
Mate, Napoli away, man. Far, jeez.
Brother, Napoli away was crazy, bro. Absolute crazy. But that like a blood closet free kick. We shut down the stadium after that, blood. You get me? But I definitely think we are gonna have to kill off the tie before we get to the part of the Prince, blood, because that stadium over there, blood, is serious, blood.
It had to be serious. It had to be similar to the Real Madrid results, wouldn't it? Have to be a 2-3-0 at the Emirates, and then have to go there and do our thing. And I said this: we only need to win 2 of the games. I'm not saying I only want to win 2 of the games. We might actually only have to win 2 of the games. And hell, I hate to say this, and I hope it don't happen. We might only have to win 1. We win comfortably in the Emirates, and when we do whatever at Paris and go through the tie, and then we get to the final, and then we go to penalties, we might not even have to win the game in 90 minutes. That's how crazy it is. That's how close that it is now. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is mad for me, and I don't know what your thoughts are about PSG, about the route. I was speaking to Roms and a few others. They were saying that we might have to have PSG and Inter, who have already played twice in the group stages already. Do you think that could be the route, or do you think Barcelona will get to the final, the other side of the draw?
You can't like rule out Inter. You know what I mean? Simeone, he's different with it, blood. You understand? Inzaghi is different with it, bro. They got Latoro, who's in great form. So you get me? Defensively, they're very good. You have to keep an eye on them. You get me? I think if we get Inter, it's a long day, blood. You understand? It sounds mad, but you want Barca. You get me? The high line and all of that. But the thing is that with their high line, it's not like Ange's high line. Their high line's different, blood. Their high line works, bro. Do you understand? You can catch them, but it's more of a press. They press from high, whereas Tottenham, they just play the high line, try to catch you offside. These men are actually actively, you get me? They're not just standing there like this, holding the line. You get me? Just Romero. Remember that team, bro? Romero and Van der Veen just chilling like this. These men are actively, you get me? Pushing, pressing from that high up, blood, to pen you back in your own half, bro. And then then it's game over, blood. You understand? The way that Pedri, Frankie de Jong, Gavi, because I watched them, blood. You get me? Trey always wants to watch Yamal. You get me? And he loves Frankie de Jong. So he always he plays in the same position. So he watches Frankie and he's like, takes things like, understand? That's the one. That's his baller. I can't lie. If you say who's a midfielder, I'll say Frankie de Jong. That's who he plays. That's who he molds himself on. You get me? So I'm always sitting there watching Barca, blood. And when they press, blood, it's mental. You understand? It's mental, bro. And they go at you quick. You get me? And boy, it's I don't, blood. Either team is difficult in the final. You get me? Either team is oh man. It's the hardest. Blood. This might be the hardest route to a Champions League final, blood. You get me? Like Madrid, and then you got PSG in there, and then the possibility of Inter or Barca in the final. You know what I mean? Like when we got to the final in 2006, our only difficult trip was Real Madrid. You understand? Like Juve, obviously Juve were a bad boy team, but that Juve team was old, blood.
Yeah.
You get me? Old Vieira, you understand? Old Nedved, old Del Piero, old Trezeguet. It was an aging team. You get me? So Villarreal, it was literally Riquelme and Marcos Senna. You understand? So this one is a lot more. You get me? This is a real Champions League run. You understand? You're playing the best of the best, bro. You get me? So
facts. No, I agree. It's going to be tough, man. And look, PSG and Barcelona can both be got at, but their front threes are electric. You've already spoken about their trio in midfield, PSG as well. If we do get Barca in the final, which is what I'd like because I want to try and get revenge, that is going to be tough as well with their front three. So and with their trio midfield. So it's going to be tough either way. Inter Milan, bruv, just quickly on them, I'll say this. I think that could be one of the closest and most boring Champions League finals you'll get if it's Arsenal and Inter. It'll be 1-0 or it'll be 0-0 penalties, something like that. Because both
it'll be like the AC Milan Juve final back in 2003 at Old Trafford.
Now.
Yeah. It will be just like that, bro. You'll be conking. Shevchenko, them man on the pitch, and man ain't scoring, blood. What? I'm like, yo, Del Piero, them man there. Yo, Nedved, man, shoot, blood. What's going on, like? You get me? It will be that type of. I'm falling asleep now. You know what? If we go Champions League final, I'm outside. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I'm in Germany, bro.
To watch, man.
I got beef with that stadium, blood. You understand?
Yeah. Mate, look, I've got to be honest, there's a lot of people want PSG and Barca final for the neutrals to actually get excited about it. Obviously, we all want Arsenal there, but I think they're right. That would be unbelievable. Arsenal, Barca would too, but Arsenal, Inter, it ain't going to be fun or pretty for anybody involved, including the Inter Milan fans, because it's going to be one of those games where it's just literally like nervy. But look, we got to get there first. It's PSG. What I wanted to title this today was we got to be protecting some of our players, bruv. And this is why I asked you about what you'd play against Palace, because I see Saka getting tackled like he did against Ipswich, and everyone just goes, oh, they're like really nervous about it. So we need to start protecting these players. And if I'm honest with you, there's a few other players now that I think are literally towards the kind of edge. I think Saliba and Timber, we've obviously seen Ben White come in, which is a good thing. And obviously Saka just coming back. Declan Rice is another one. And Martinelli, who, you know, has come back from his hamstring. And in the moment, mate, has been unbelievable, man. So I wanted to talk on them before we go through some news outlets today, reporting some stuff. Declan Rice, let's start with him. Brother, I've seen some unbelievable individual performances from midfield in this Arsenal team, but I have to go back to Vieira days for what I've seen this guy do in the last two legs, bruv. Absolutely ridiculous, man. And I've been one that likes him in the six. I don't really want him to be a Fabregas. But you know what? I don't even know what position he was in them two legs. He was everywhere, bruv. And play like that, play where you want, fam. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how good he was, troops.
You see Rice, yeah? For me, he's a 6/box to box.
Yeah.
Because he's got an engine, so he can get up and down. You get me? And the stamina is there, pause. So he can get around the pitch. He can cover the ground. They call him the horse. You get me? Because he's just galloping. You get me? He's just on you, bro. You understand? So I see why Arteta kind of moves him into the 8. Because it helps with the pressing as well. That's the thing as well. It helps with that as well. Because Odegaard's good at pressing. The one thing that hasn't left Odegaard's game is his pressing at this moment in time. Like a lot of things have left his game, but his pressing is still second to none. You understand? And if you put Rice alongside him, then it is an energetic midfield. It is going to be difficult for you to get in and around them. And the way that he's just like taking on the lead, like he's playing like a captain right now. You understand? Like I always say that I got no issue with Odegaard at the club. My issue is Odegaard as a captain. You understand? Yeah. Like I don't mind if my captain ain't shouting and screaming and all of this shit, blood, because I had Cess who would just perform on the pitch and inspire you by from his performance. You get me? He'll grab the ball and he'll make something happen, and then he'll make other players want to raise their game. Do you understand? Odegaard ain't doing that right now. You get me? He's not a Adams Vieira type captain. He's more of the okay, I'm gonna do something mad, and then everyone's gonna raw. He's on it, so I got to raise my game type of thing. You get me? He's not doing that right now. He was doing that last season, the season before. This season, he's not doing that. This season, it's just kind of bypassing him. You get me? Whereas with Rice is like stepping up, blood. You get me? Like, you even look at his interview last year before the Man United game, and he scored the winner in that game. And he was talking like, yo, this is a big game. Everyone knows what Arsenal Man United is, the history, rare tear. He gets it. You get me? I'm not sure if Odegaard really gets it. You understand? Whereas Rice gets it. He is a captain. He is a leader. He's not going to hide. You get me? He's going to step up in the most toxic environments, blood, in the most intimidating stadiums. He's going to be the one in the midfield saying, yo, I deserve to be here, bro. You get me? This is my level, bro. I'm worth 100 million. You get me? When he was going up against the Madrid midfield, I only saw 100 million pound player. And it was him. You get me? And you look who he's up in, and you look who he was up against. Do you understand? He absolutely embarrassed Jude, blood. Absolutely embarrassed him, bro. And I'm a big Jude supporter. You get me? But he showed Jude, I'm the big dog in this England thing. I'm the big dog in this midfield, bro. You get me? And it's just, can he keep that level of performance now? You get me? Because now you've set a precedent. Now you've set the bar. You understand? The bar can't drop now, blood. You get me? When you raise the bar has to continually be raised. You get me? Because now you're showing me that, okay, cool, you can go to another level. There is still more to come from you. You get me? There still is growth. There still is progression. There still is attributes to be added to what you already have now. You get me? So, big up Rice, blood. Rice and blood clot peas. You understand? My brother, you get me? From early. Very happy with his performances. Just can you keep this going now, blood? You get me? Because this season's been a bit up and down for you. You know what I mean? I know you've been pulled out of position. You've probably had to learn a new role and etc. The injuries and whatnot. So I get it, innit? The whole change of philosophy, our style of play, everything has changed now this season compared to the last 2 years. You get me? So I get that, innit? But now it looks like you turned the corner. You get me? It looks like you're on a new road now. You get me? You've come off that road. Now you're on the road. Is clear. You understand? Road's clear ahead. You can put your foot down now, get in that third lane, and boom. You get me? Start making shit happen, bro. You understand? So I always knew he was capable of that, blood. You get me? Like I've always been a big Rice supporter, blood. You get me? Even his West Ham days, bro. I was bang on us signing him, bro. You get me? It's just now that you've put the bar there, keep it there. But also, I need more, blood. You get me? If I get more, I'll get trophies.
Facts, bro. Look, I'm a big fan of him, man, and I've been one of the questions about where his positioning is and what Arteta's trying to do, because I was so impressed with him in the six for both Arsenal, England, and West Ham. But if he plays like that, I don't care where he plays, mate. He was absolutely outstanding, man. Talk to me about Mikel Merino, bro, because I've got to be real with you. When we didn't sign anybody in January and we were hearing that he was going to go up top, I had massive eyebrows raised, thinking, what are we doing here? This is a joke. Now, it wasn't because I didn't believe he could play there, because I never see him play there, right? I've got to be honest with you, bro. I think he's done better than Kai Havertz in this role. And let me tell you why I think he's done better than Kai Havertz, right? That's not to shit on Kai, because I think he's got a place in the squad. I don't want him as my 9. Don't want Marino as my 9. But when I look at what he's done, I think he's been fantastic, right? I think he's got 10 or 11 goals and assists now in a similar amount of games. The goals he has scored have been absolute cold finishes in majority of them. He's great in the air. He offers more aerial ability than Kai, in my opinion. I think his link-up play has been just as good. I think he's definitely performed at kind of a level that I didn't see him performing at, particularly in 2 games against Real Madrid. And I just feel like he deserves his flowers, bro. I don't want to keep him in that position long term. I just think we need to actually admit that perhaps this has been a bit of a masterstroke from Mikel. As much as I was laughing at it, thinking, really? A Fellaini type player? I kind of know what he means. In fact, I think he's much better than that. And I feel against Real Madrid, he really was good, man. Like, really good. Set up both goals, put himself about, was in and around, got some muscle, using his physical attributes. And I've been quite a big fan of him, man. I mean, he's easily been our best signing in the summer. Not that it's hard, but I actually think he deserves to be seen as more than that. I think he's been really good in that position, Troops.
Yeah, he's been a revelation since going into the false nine, blood. You get me?
Yes.
Like, I didn't really. Premsy must be high, fam.
Big up, Premsy.
I didn't really. I didn't really see anything from him when he was in the midfield. I didn't get what his purpose was. It's like he wasn't doing nothing bad in the midfield, but he weren't doing anything. He'll just get the ball and pass it. But it wouldn't be like a line-breaking pass. He wouldn't open the play. He'll just pass the ball to the winger. You get me? Pass the ball to Rice. It was just simple 5-yard passing. You get me? So I didn't really understand what he brings to this team, why we signed him, what are his attributes, blood. What does he bring to this team? Since he's gone into the false nine, I'm kind of like, yo, blood, this guy, he is actually all right, blood. You get me? Like, he's not fast or anything, but the timing of his runs are bang on. His movement is very good. He's clinical as well. Because when Marino's in front of goal, I think he's gonna score. I think when Havertz has it, I'm not sure. It's like Giroud. When Giroud was at Arsenal and Giroud's in front of goal, I don't know if he's gonna score. Alexis, I know Alexis is scoring. Alexis through 1-on-1, goal. Giroud, I don't know. How's he feeling today? You get me? That's the kind of feeling I get with Havertz. With Marino now, I don't get that feeling, blood. I just think that whenever the ball drops, he's gonna bang it. Like, even his assists against Ipswich, the fuck, blood. That flick to Martinelli, bro. I said, whoa, this guy's got more to his game than I thought, blood. You get me? And if we signed him in January, you'd probably be saying, yo, this is the best signing in the January window.
Facts.
Because his GNA, and it's the GNA he's getting, bro. He's getting the vital goals, blood. You understand? He's getting the vital assists. He's not getting like the little, it's 5-0. Oh, you made it 6-0. He's getting the killer goal. He's getting the equalizers. He's actually heavily involved, bro. Like, his link-up play with Martinelli is crazy. Him and Martinelli proper are like on the same wavelength. You understand? They are really on the same wavelength, bro. They really have a connection over there. Maybe they said Marino was going to unlock Martinelli. Maybe it's happening now, blood. You get me? Maybe
from a different position.
That's what I'm saying. It's the wrong position, though, isn't it? Man was saying he's gonna unlock Martinelli from fucking midfield. He's gonna do it from the false nine, blood. You get me? So I've been very impressed with Marino. I do think he's jumped ahead of Havertz in the pecking order. If Havertz comes back and you get me, we get our out and out striker, and then you want to rest the striker or you want to make a change. I think Marino is the first one for me. I thought that Havertz was like better. The only thing I thought Havertz was like a better link-up play, better holding up the ball. But Marino's link-up play is very, very good, blood. You understand? It is very, very good. The only thing I actually think that Havertz is better at is holding up the ball. You get me? That's the only thing I think Havertz has over him. He's better than Havertz in the air. You understand? And that's one of Havertz's good parts is his quality in the air. But Marino in the air is dangerous, blood. You get me? I was very surprised he missed that chance against Ipswich. I was very surprised, bro. You get me? Very, very surprised, bro. You understand? Real talk, Elwood. He could be the Jesus replacement, blood.
Mm.
You understand? He
It's
could
mad,
be
isn't
the
it?
Jesus replacement, blood.
It's actually mad to think that we've got Marino in that position and everyone's pretty happy with it. That goes to show that Havertz just was not the guy.
This
As
man
much
said all
as,
the time.
yeah, we did say it, man. But who knew? Who knew? Let's look to let me before I move to the couple of bits of news. Let's get your prediction for tomorrow night, man. What are you telling me?
2-1 Arsenal.
That's what I've said as well, bro. That's what I've said. And I think we will make changes. Palace will make changes as well because Saturday they got Villa in the FA Cup in it. So there'll be a lot of changes. So yeah, I don't know. It's one of the only games I think we've played Palace where Palace ain't really interested in playing us because they're more interested on Saturday and we're more interested in PSG. So we'll have to see, man. I've got some scores going in the chat. Let us know what you think your predictions will be as well. Let's move to some kind of bits of news. Big up to Jack Wilshere today, who's now the new Norwich boss. Hope that he does well. Really, genuinely do hope that he does well. But there's a lot of news on transfers. And this guy, Victor Gyökeres, is a guy that we've been interested in for a few weeks, troops. And apparently, a few sources are saying that we've opened talks to sign him. Andrea Berta's a big fan. We're going to be in for this guy as our main number 9 in the summer. Isak not for sale, not obtainable. So it's this guy. Look, I've got to be real. He's the one next on my radar. If we can't get Isak, I want Gyökeres. Do you see this one happening? And would you be happy if we get it, bro?
They need to hurry up and get me Gyökeres, bro. Seriously. I'm always blood. I'm the one man I'm probably his biggest fan in the Arsenal fan base.
Yeah, I really like him as well, man.
I'm probably his biggest fan, bro. Like that guy is clinical, bro. Did you see the free kick he scored on the flipping? He got a hat trick last week, and he scored a free kick, blood. Like, me and Premsy were arguing, and I was arguing the case, bro. I don't know, bro, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Isak, bro. And then, by the end of the debate, man had him convinced that Gyökeres is also a very good option, blood. You get me? It's going to be cheaper as well. A lot cheaper. You understand?
Yep.
A lot cheaper. I think Berta wanted him for Atletico because he seems like an Atletico striker. You get me? I look at the Diego Costas of this world. He fits that type of mold. You get me? But he's more techie. He's more fast. You understand? He can go out to the left and then make shit happen. You get me? If he's not scoring, he's assisting. That's the thing as well. He's not just a goal scorer. You understand? He can create as well, bro. You get me? He's good on the ball, strong in the air. He's got pace. His movement is crazy. Left foot, right foot. Every year, his goal tally improves. For me, he should be plan A.
Look, I think
I put him above Isak. His injury record is second to none.
Yeah, so I looked at that. His injury record is unbelievable, Victor Gyökeres. He's so good. Isak has obviously had his problems, but he's just unbelievable. But I just think he's unobtainable. So I've kind of done with the whole, let's get him, let's not. We're not going to get him. Let's go and get Victor Gyökeres. He's the one I want now. He's the one that I think can lead us. And if I'm honest with you, I look at his goal scoring record, troops. He scores all sorts of goals, man. Not just a big lump who says
set pieces, penalties. What, like he can grab the ball and beat 3 man, bow. He can get it edge of the box, bow, volley, bow, header, bow. What do you want, bro? Literally type in a goal. He's got it.
All round.
He can hold up the ball by himself. You can put him up his top by himself.
Takes penalties too. So
say that again?
Takes penalties too, doesn't he? As well.
Penalties as well, bro. The man is clinical, blood.
Yeah, bro, I love him.
And the amount of crosses we put into the box, he'll clean up, blood.
And look, I know he weren't great. I know he weren't great against us, but he absolutely
was good against us, blood.
Spun. Do you know what I'm saying?
He was good against us, blood. Like, because for me, no one really gets a lot of change out of Saliba and Gabriel, blood. And he had them all over the place, bro. Because his movement, blood. He will be like, okay, you think you're bad in the middle? Watch, I'm going to make you come out here. I'm going to pull you out. Bro, I'm seeing Saliba on the right-hand side. On the right back position. Because he's like, Gyökeres is like, bro, you're not going to follow me. Okay, watch me. You're going to follow me. You're going to follow me, bro. Pull him out. Spun his clock quick, bro. You understand? He's very... Footballing IQ is there as well, blood. Do you understand? I call him Glockerez, rude boy. Yeah, Glocker blood clot Rez. Yeah, Glock 9 in your blood clot. Trust me, bro. You know me, I'm the king of nicknames, bro. I'm ready.
Yeah, man, I know you love that, man. And look, I've got to be real. I hope it happens. It's about 60, 70 million. I don't know. It's roughly about that. Take it. Just take it. Like, we paid that on Kai. Go give him what we need to. Get him in, man. Do you know what I'm saying? He's better than him. So, look, man, I know you got to roll because I know you don't have long today, man. You got to go do your thing. Be a dad as ever. So, I'll let you go do that,
Dad
man.
of the year, blood. You get me? Dad of the year, blood.
You know,
yeah?
bro.
Dad of the fucking year, blood. Yeah, man's all doing WrestleMania tunes with my kids, bro. Dads wish they were me, blood.
I see that, man. I see that. WrestleMania. Love it,
Come
man.
on, big up the chat as always,
bro.
blood. You understand? Come on, man. Big up the chat, blood. Make sure you smash a like, bro. You don't know the vibes, blood. Big up my brother Potts every time, fam. You know what I'm saying?
Love, man. Love.
Come on.
Take care, bro. Have a great day.
Bro.
Make sure you're following people. Love. Take care,
Love,
Drew.
bro.
Listen, let's come to wrap this up, people. We're gonna look at some of the other stuff that's been spoken about, man, because right now, there's a lot happening in terms of transfers. Since the appointment of Andrea Berta, we've been linked with everyone. So let's take a look at what they're saying. Victor Gyökeres is one of them. The other news that's coming in is that Saka and Saliba are looking to both be put on long-term contracts. Now, some of these sources, I'm not going to say they're incredibly reliable or they're incredibly false. I let you decide. I don't ever do that. I don't think it's fair for me to say that I know more than these sources. I just share information. I always say that. All right. Big up to Troops every time. Make sure you are subscribing to him. His link's in the title. That's all you've got to do is click there and you can go and sub to him if you haven't done so already, but I'm sure that you have. Let's talk about these two because these two are the most important two players at the club right now, in my opinion. The reason is not only are they the two of the best players, they're the two of the ones that are on the 2 years. So him, Gabriel, Martinelli, and these two, I think, are the two of the guys we've got to be looking at next. So apparently we're close to agreeing new contracts. It's looking like it's going to be 5 years and 4 years for both Saliba and Saka. Saka being put on 300k a week. Saliba being put on close to 250k a week. This needs to be done. Get them signed. That's what's got to happen. So I don't really believe that there's any body that would disagree that these two are the most two important players at the club. Let's get them done. Yeah. So if that news is true, oh, I pray. Nico Williams, Arsenal are considering going for him. We see him as a key target. Athletic Club winger is undecided as to whether he wants to leave the club this summer. Now, I don't know how true this is about him not potentially wanting to leave Athletic Club. A lot of people are saying he wants to stay in Spain. A lot of people are saying that he wants to, go to Barcelona. I don't know if he wants to stay in Spain, go Barcelona, stay put. All I know is that if this is the guy that we want, we need to get it done. If it's not the guy we want and he does want to stay in Spain, or even if he is the guy he wants and he wants to stay in Spain, we need to move on to a different target. Whether that target is Alex Baena, whether that target is Ademola Lookman, or whether that target is somebody in the Premier League like Matoma, we need to go and get a left winger this summer. Martinelli has been phenomenal. I don't expect Trossard to stay, so therefore it needs to be someone coming in the ilk of Nico Williams or somebody of that level, because we are going to need to have a left winger that starts. And for me, Martinelli has been unbelievable in the last few games, and perhaps he could be the starter in the future at Arsenal, but he needs at least some competition, in my opinion. And I actually do believe that we will get a winger in. I don't know if it's going to be of that ilk, but we will get a wide player in, and Martinelli will have some competition. I'm a fan of what Nico Williams has done with Spain. I'm just not so sure that his club form has been fantastic. In fact, I think Martinelli has actually been better this season than Nico Williams has for his club. So very different league. I appreciate that, but he's not someone that I'm absolutely dead set keen on, but I know that Mikel Arteta looks to be. The other piece of news is quite an interesting piece of news, which obviously we've just spoken about Victor Gyökeres. He's the guy that Andrea Berta is wanting, the guy that Arsenal want from what we hear. But apparently Sesko, who is someone that Arteta is keen on, has been spoken to as well by Andrea Berta. According to TBR Football, Arsenal sporting director Andrea Berta has recently held talks with Sesko over a summer move from Leipzig. Now, he's one that we've followed for a while. There was a kind of gentleman's agreement that he'd stay at Leipzig last summer, and Arsenal were massively keen on him. Are we going to be going for him alongside Victor Gyökeres? And they will be our next two signings for the centre-forward position. What does that mean for the futures of Jesus, Trossard and Havertz if that is to be the case. Jesus is injured, and if I'm honest with you, I think he's potentially going to be off in January somewhere. Whether it's back to Brazil or in Saudi, I imagine he'll probably look to move somewhere like that. And once he's fit, I think January move will be potentially possible. As for Kai Havertz, I just believe he's a squad player, and he's one that will probably be sitting on the bench next season when we do get the number 9 in. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I quite like the fact that we can bring him on with 20 minutes to go, give us something a little bit different. But is he really much better or worse than Sesko? Or should I say, is Sesko any different to Kai Havertz? Maybe his scoring record this season has been better. I haven't really particularly checked much about it. I don't really like what I've seen, and it has been glimpses of Sesko. He's 20 or 21 years old, so he's got a hell of a lot of way to go in the game. I think he's got a lot to learn. He'd be seen as more of a project striker. I think if we're going to be looking to bring one in, it has to be Victor Gyökeres, though. Sesko comes in, that's fine, but he's sitting on the bench and he's coming on to make an impact on the game. So that's what I will say. Thomas Partey, don't want to be losing him. Look at this form. Just look at it. The guy's been phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. But I think he is going to be on his way out. It doesn't look like we're going to be giving Thomas Partey a new contract, and that's a shame. Because if I'm honest with you, I do personally believe that he needs to be staying for a year, just a year extension. Put him at backup, bring in a midfielder alongside Rice, Marino, Odegaard, Waneri, all these guys. Bring in some strength in depth. Bring in that guy that you want in midfield, that world-class midfielder. And Partey then goes to be the kind of Jorginho of this season, where he just has some kind of backups. But it looks like him and Jorginho will both be going, and that will definitely clear the wage structure a bit. Ben White's future at Arsenal is one to watch. I don't think this is actually going to be a thing. If I'm honest, I think Ben White's just had his injury problems, and Timber's been phenomenal. I don't think it means he's leaving, so I'm not going to pay much attention to that one. But this is quite an interesting bit of news. According to Football Insider, Arsenal are planning to sign a world-class midfielder this summer to replace Jorginho and Thomas Partey. Bruno Guimaraes and Martin Zubimendi are their top 2 targets for the position. Now, it looks to me, out of those 2, it's potentially going to be Martin Zubimendi. I think Martin Zubimendi will be the one that Arsenal go for out of those 2. I would prefer Bruno Guimaraes because I think he is outstanding, Premier League proven, can play in the 6 and the 8, and is probably one of the best in his position in world football. I really believe that. I think he's absolutely outstanding. But Zubimendi as a 6 is obviously someone who will just play in the 6, and that will allow Declan Rice to play in his box-to-box 8, which I don't mind if he's a bit deeper. When he goes forward, it just ain't for me personally. But who am I to say after those performances against Real Madrid, where he can or can't play? Absolutely outstanding for me, just superb. And Bruno Guimaraes, I think, will probably stay at Newcastle anyway. But Martin Zubimendi, I think, is a release clause of 50 to 55 million euros. Looks as if David Ornstein and Sami Mokbel have decided that Arsenal are his next club. That means he'll play in the 6, Rice will play in the 8, and then Odegaard will continue in the 10. And I've got a little bit of a question mark over Rice and Odegaard in those positions long term. Not quite sure the balance is right there yet, but it could work with Zubimendi coming in. I know that Mikel Arteta is a big fan of that, and I think he sees a 6 long term as being someone other than Declan Rice. So that one could be very interesting. So let's see what happens there. Real Madrid interested in Saka. I always knew that was going to come out. I said, actually, I'm not listening to these stories because the minute we do get through against Real Madrid, and I said this after the first leg when it looked like we were going through, there'll be stories that Saka is going to be going to Real Madrid. So I'm going to just completely not go for that one. Rafinha being available for £80 million has apparently struck interest with Arsenal, Chelsea and Liverpool. £80 million for Rafinha would be a quality signing. I can't lie. I think he's been phenomenal this season. And him and Yamal at Barcelona have absolutely tore it apart. So all these clubs available, but would Barcelona really want to be getting rid of him? Very interesting, because if they do sell Rafinha, I imagine Nico Williams is the guy that they will want to bring in. So, yeah, that one could be very interesting. So watch what happens there. Mateus Cunha is a really interesting name at the moment, because Cunha looks like he's favourites to go to Manchester United. Now, Arsenal, of course, are interested. I think Forest and Newcastle were interested as well. And he's been tipped for around just over 60 million release clause. I think Cunha is an unbelievable player, and I think he'll be great for whoever he goes to. I just question his temperament with Arsenal and Arteta, because I don't think he likes players like that. He wants players that are going to be easy to manage, that are going to have their own way. We know this before with Mikel Arteta. Anyone who's causing a stir, he doesn't normally want. So that one could be quite interesting for me. I'm not so sure. 175 million pound transfers are being spoken about. That's not something that I think will be. I think we need to be spending a hell of a lot more than that. Morgan Rogers is someone that's been identified as a target for Arsenal, City, and Manchester United. PSG are also another club interested. Liverpool, though, have identified him as a key summer move. If I could buy a midfielder, I would buy Morgan Rogers. I would. I buy him ahead of the other names. And I know Zubamendi's different to Morgan Rogers, different positions. I would absolutely take Morgan Rogers, 100%. He'd be the one. I think it would cost close to £100 million, though. I think Villa could demand something like that for how good he's been. I don't think he's worth that much like Rice and Caicedo money, but if you look at what they were going for, how inflation's gone, how fantastic he's been, the fact he's been called up to England, he is like the new Jude Bellingham type, isn't he? Now that he's come to Birmingham and Dortmund, they went, 100 million. Morgan Rogers has come Middlesbrough, now Villa, and now boom. Playing Champions League football is an absolute baller. I'd absolutely love to see Morgan Rogers with Rice and Odegaard in midfield. I think that would be absolutely superb to see. And I actually think Rogers could play in that 10 and Odegaard can drop into that 8 and they could both play that role. So for me, that's the sort of midfield signing that would make me really excited. So that could be interesting. Apparently, Alexander Isak, no shock, is staying. He's expected to stay. Arsenal and Liverpool are targeting him, but they believe his fee would be too high and it looks like he'll stay at Newcastle. That's no shock, people, is it? Let's just say it how it is. It's no shock. Yeah, it's no shock. So let's see where we go with that one. Again, Madrid interested in Saka. Arsenal presented a package to Victor Gyökeres and he's keen on the move. Gyökeres to Arsenal. All of this is coming in now. But this is very interesting. According to Fabrizio Romano, in fact, let me share the actual proper stat because there was one that was even more so than this, which was on AFC stuff at the moment. Interesting news on Dean Howson, which was actually from Fabrizio. So as you can see here, Dean Howson is one that Arsenal are really seriously linked with. I saw it actually yesterday linked with Nathan Collins from Brentford and thought that was a real strange question mark. But from what I'm hearing, says Fabrizio, Arsenal were interested in Dean Howson. Newcastle dream of him, but I think it's going to be very difficult to get the deal done. Chelsea, Liverpool and Arsenal are the 3 clubs that are really interested. Now, one thing I will say is he'd be a phenomenal signing for all of them. I think Dean Howson's guaranteed first-team football at Newcastle and Chelsea out of those 4 clubs. I can't see him getting ahead of Van Dijk or Kenyatta, and I can't see him getting ahead of Gabriel and Saliba. So it really depends what he wants. Does he want a Champions League club that's going to be winning trophies, that's potentially winning Premier Leagues or Champions League? Or does he want to just be playing at the top level, but first-team football at the likes of Newcastle or Chelsea? I actually think Newcastle would be a fantastic move for him. I think if he was to go and play alongside Sven Botman, he'd form a great partnership there. I think Newcastle would welcome him, and I think that he would be a great signing for them. I've been very impressed with him, and I think Real Madrid are also looking at him as well. So that definitely is a bit of news that I think we'll need to keep an eye on. Arsenal would definitely link with him. The problem you've got is he would come in and be cover. Now, does Kivior want to stay at Arsenal to back up Gabriel? That's a question mark. We can't offer him first-team football. We certainly can't offer Dean Howson first-team football either. So that's going to be interesting to see where he goes there. I'm a big fan of him. I think he's been excellent, if I'm honest, for Bournemouth. I think he's been a brilliant signing and a great bit of business as well. I'm not too sure, though, whether I see him going to Arsenal. I just feel like that is going to be a little bit too much of an ask, if I'm honest. So, yeah, that one could be quite an interesting one. Is he going to be, that level? Is he going to go to that level? Is he going to be that kind of Real Madrid centre-half quality? One day. He's only 19 or 20, so I think he's got the ability to, if I'm honest with you. Been very, very, very impressed with him. So let's see where he goes. That one will be very interesting. Last couple of bits of news before we close and head over to the terrace. Me and LB will be on straight facts. Obviously, Jack Wilshere and Aaron Ramsey are now both managers at the moment. You've got the interim posts at Cardiff and Norwich that have been filled by both Aaron Ramsey and Jack Wilshere. And let me say this about Arsenal and ex-players. They've always had an unbelievable background and upbringing in the club. We've always managed to have people that have left the club and have done very good things in the media. Every single player from the Highbury and Emirates days have all gone to do good things in the media. And I'm not just talking about the Emirates series of play guys like Wilshere and Ramsey, guys like Walcott and Fabregas. We've had brilliant players from Highbury that have all gone and done stuff within the media, whether it's Lee Dixon or Martin Keown, Nigel Winterburn's worked within the club, Ray Parler's done stuff in the media, Kevin Campbell did a lot, bless him, Perry Groves done a lot, Paul Merson's done a lot, Ian Wright, the list can go on. Arsenal and ex-players have done fantastically well within the media, and I think that deserves a mention because that for me is a very, very big thing. It means they're footballing men. So, but good luck to Jack. I hope he does well. I really do. Also, some news here of our potential leak of our third kit. Not sure if you're a fan of this or not, people, but at the moment it looks like this is going to be the third kit for next season. Yeah, interesting. I've got to say, very interesting. It's not too dissimilar to one that we had a few years back, is it? Let's be real. It's like the Lightning one, isn't it? So maybe that is going to be the new kit. They're saying it's the away kit, sorry, not the third kit for the new season. That is the leak. So it'll be back to blue. We haven't had a yellow and blue away kit for quite some time now, have we? It's been quite a while since we've had that, if I'm honest. I'm a little bit old school. I like black and gold as a third kit. I like yellow and blue as an away kit, and I like red and white as the home. They're the three that I would have. So, yeah, it's interesting to see where we're at there. Obviously, we yet to make our mind up on Nico Williams, and then there's some other news here about the referee, which is Michael Salisbury for the Crystal Palace game tomorrow night. And what was quite an interesting stat was that we haven't actually played Ben White. Here we go. We haven't played Ben White, Bakayo Saka, and Martin Odegaard together since November, which is quite incredible, really. So there we have it. Look, people, I'm going to be heading over to the Football Terrace now, so please make sure you stay tuned. It's going to redirect you there. Let's make sure I haven't missed any super chats. There's a couple that I thought we had. Yep, from Tom. 29, the one that can't be dropped for 280k a week, surely. Look, we've got to be real. That for sure is going to be an issue if we get in a striker, and that's the sort of money they're going to want to be on. Tom also says Andrea Berta buys counter-attack players generally. Under Simeone, they don't dominate the ball, and the relationship with Mendes is not something to celebrate. Look, I've got to be honest with you. I'm really excited about Andrea Berta coming in because I think already we're starting to see signs that he's really interested in a few players that we would like as a fan base, whether that's the likes of Subamendi and Gyökeres or not. I personally feel there'll be two very good signings. If I'm honest with you, I think we should be getting those two across the line. They're the two that I think we should be getting across the line. So I'll say that. But big up to everyone that's in the chat. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Make sure you come join me now as well for the Football Terrace. Me, LB, and Terry will be talking all things Arsenal over there, as well as Manchester City and Manchester United, who, to be fair, Terry's going to have to hold a little bit of an L for. And I'm sure they'll be bigging up Arsenal in the Champions League, which is something they're going to struggle to do through gritted teeth. So please make sure you come join us over there, and I'll see you there now. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in 2 minutes over there. Big up.